Live from Linguini's base of operations, today we will be diving into people's charisma, how self-confidence can affect you with Brolyne.Kujo, what futures to choose with Brad the Chad with the dad, and the last crown. And a quote, so you're gonna want to stay tuned for the dough. See you on the flip side. You are now listening to Linguinis Dough. All right, so today we're going to be talking about self-confidence. But today we have a ghost, Brolyne.Kujo. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I post things on Instagram and also make YouTube videos like once a month.
I guess on the topic of self-confidence, what do you think it is for you? Like, what's your definition of it?
All right. Okay. So what I think, so self-confidence is more like having a better view of yourself, I guess. Like, so instead of looking at yourself negatively, you would look at yourself positively.
Mm-hmm. And what ways do you think it affects your life?
Honestly, I think if you have lower self-confidence, it would Uh, it would. I can't speak. Sorry. It would like lower your productivity, kind of, because you wouldn't have like the motivation.
Mm-hmm. It'd bring you down and kind of like, I don't think I
Yeah.
could do that. And then you don't.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to have a good self-confidence?
Very practical. Because I mean, if your self confidence is like at bottom, let's just say that like you wouldn't be able to like get much done. It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be. Yeah, you just like wouldn't really be able to get stuff done because you wouldn't have the motivation. You would practically just be sitting there all day and not really doing
You wouldn't really
much.
try new things.
Yeah.
Or if you did, you'd probably not do so well.
Yeah, that too.
Does it feel like you may have missed opportunities in your life because of your self-confidence maybe not being as high as you'd like it to be?
Uh, I think yeah, definitely. Like a lot of people will miss opportunities in their life because they just don't feel like they have it in them, and or like the motivation. Like they wouldn't feel like they'd be good enough to do that thing, so they just don't try.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like how people have treated you kind of has affected your self-confidence? Maybe sometimes bringing you down or even bringing you up?
Yeah, definitely. A lot like if you're especially someone that has like a high emphasis on like their social status or something, getting like having people insult you, I guess, would it really make you not feel too good. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're focused, I'm just kind of repeating myself. I'm sorry, but if you're like focused on how people uh, view you as a person, it will just bring yourself down. Kind of. I'm just repeating myself. I'm sorry.
I mean, you are, but you aren't. I'd say to keep talking. Don't worry
All
too
right,
much about it.
but yeah. So if you're like more focused on people what people think about you too is like you won't be really focused on making yourself happy. If that
Mm-hmm.
sounds right. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and, I mean,
So,
like there are some people that find happiness in like what like people liking them or something, and that's what
mm-hmm.
they want the most.
But obviously, you have to have limits, and you can't base your whole self confidence off of what other people like of you. And
Yeah.
it's also kind of one reason I'm like, social media is kind of dangerous.
Oh yeah. I've been kind of trying to avoid social media lately because of that reason, but like I'll still get on it in like my free time and whatnot.
When there's nothing to do, it's quite a nice.
Yeah.
Do your decisions kind of change when you're with people you know versus people you don't? Or
Oh yeah. Like if like say one of my friends were to one like okay, so if I was given the choice to like do something that I normally wouldn't do uh by myself, I'd probably not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was with friends and they also wanted to, I might just join them on doing it. Cause yeah, and I mean can give me like new experiences or whatever.
Yeah, it always helps being with others that have like a high self confidence to try those new
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
All right, when you feel like you're being judged maybe by someone else, and do you feel like you're being judged more on your personality or or like how you act or no how you dress? Sorry.
When I'm being judged, well, personality or how I dress or whatnot or how I look. Well, honestly, it really depends on the situation there. I think. Like if
Yeah,
it was on social media where I don't really show myself there too much,
can't really judge how
and
you look.
yeah, they can't really judge how I look there.
uh,
Um, but like if it's in person, like I'm not talking to much people in person, which is one thing I'm trying on working on to be better
mm-hmm,
at talking to people. But because since I'm not really talking to people that much, I think if they were to judge me, it would be more, how I look.
mm-hmm. Like when they first see you, they're like, hmm. So there's like that first initial judge, and then if they just skip past you or don't ever talk to you, they can't really judge the personality. Versus if they actually do go talk to you, and it's
It, I mean, it also helps if they'll just like say specifically what they're judging. If they're
oh,
not doing that, then
just walk up to someone. I'm judging you.
yeah.
uh, all right. When is the time that your self confidence has felt like its lowest and also your highest?
All right. Let me think about this for a little bit. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting a question like this. So honestly, it kind of depends. I mean, I guess the lowest and highest are definitely situational. So like if it's one of the days where like I haven't been focusing on self confidence, been like all day just working on stuff, then it'll be like definitely low.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm not talking to anyone, just work and everything, my self confidence would definitely just be down to the ground.
There's nothing that really brought that day up.
But there's like in the days where I'm like working on it, I'm taking free time for myself and everything. That can definitely like raise it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Makes you want to
Mm.
talk to more people and stuff.
Yeah, which I mean that's one of the things that sometimes will raise my self confidence. So if I get my self confidence a bit higher, then I can talk to people, and that raises it more.
Mm-hmm. It's a cycle. A food
Uh,
cycle. No, I'm just kidding. uh,
all right. So like, the first thing I wrote down that like actually helps my self confidence a bit was like listening to music. Like it depends on what music I'm listening to. No,
mm-hmm.
like if I'm going to listen to like sadder music, whatever, that's not really going to help me.
Someone you know dies and you just listen to sad music. Way
Yeah,
to bring it down.
yeah.
uh,
But like if you just listen to like good music, that'll like motivational music kind of. Like I
doom music.
recommend. Yeah, I can that too. I can recommend "The Future I Dreamed of" from the Yakuza Like a Dragon soundtrack. Listen to that one.
I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, but that one is a better one for me. Uh, and like some of the more music I listen to is for motivation is like the ones that get me like pumped up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Like I just pulled up my motivational music playlist so I can like look at more so I can try and
So
yeah.
you can bring up the self confidence.
Yeah, but like I'll just like throw on this playlist when I'm like doing music or when I'm doing music. Yeah, when I'm like doing schoolwork or something.
Mm-hmm. Like on one of those days you said would probably be where it's lower. The music can really help bring it up.
Yeah,
It's annoying when you forget that you have that as an option. Like you'll be like, oh man, everything's just not going my way, and
Yeah,
like brings your confidence lower.
yeah. Or if like it's during school or work or something, and your earbuds are dead, if
Oh,
you have tooth
that's
ones.
that's a fat L.
Yeah, or
Uh,
if your like earbuds broke or something, you know.
I guess on that note, singing songs you kind of remember the lyrics to.
Yeah, I definitely do that every now and
Uh,
then.
I mean, when your
Um,
Bluetooth batteries are dead, you don't really have a choice.
yeah, doing. And then I guess another time where I would listen to the motivation music playlist can bring me into the second one, a sick transition. When I'm like one thing I'll do because I'm trying to get like better body image and whatnot. I'm like starting to kind of work out.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I honestly haven't made too much progress yet because because what I've had time for is like I've just made sure I've done like 10 push-ups and 20 sit-ups a day.
That's definitely a good start.
Yeah.
Uh, After I graduated, I was like, I'll start running a mile every day. I did it twice. No, I did it once and I haven't gone back.
Another
Uh,
thing with that, like, also if you are like trying to focus on yourself, like try and eat healthier. That's gonna help.
have you tried that one?
I haven't yet. I haven't had the time. All and I did not do good today kind of because I right before this went down and went I walked down to Little Caesars and got a pizza.
One last time. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's
I
hard
think
eating healthy.
yeah, definitely.
I have
Yeah.
I guess not specifically with food, but with water. I've been drinking more and it kind of boosts your mood and energy.
Yeah. I practically only drink water, honestly.
Yeah, it's not processed and it's kind of nice. Especially when it's
Yeah.
at that right temperature. Do you prefer yours cold or like ice cold?
I prefer like mine just like a tad bit. It depends on where I'm at. If I'm like
That's true.
really thirsty or really hot, I'll like cold water. Or actually, sometimes when it's really thirsty, I'll like warm-ish water because
Mm-hmm.
that makes it easier to chug.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll normally just drink it when it's warm.
Warm water, my favorite. No.
Like if you're going to like decide to uh eat like pizza like I did today,
Mm-hmm.
you're I just say like make a reason for it to be like your reward. Like for me, it was kind of the walk there because it's like a 6 minute walk down there and
Oh,
then like 10 minutes back up.
it's uphill going back up, huh?
Yeah, it's uphill going back up.
That's honestly a really good perspective because a lot of the times, like I will not be productive, and it brings my self confidence pretty low. And sometimes it's
Dude,
like you just need to take a break, and that's the justification. So I like that
yeah.
perspective you brought.
Normally, like I'll have like one day a week where it'll be like just a break day
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to have like all the time just working.
Yeah, that is very unhealthy.
I mean, I do get some break in at least every day, but like, you know,
We gotta have one day where it's just freedom from.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
if it's a day that you don't have school or work or anything, like take that day to take a break or something, unless you're like really far behind on stuff.
Mm-hmm. The due date's tomorrow. Maybe make the day off in the future.
Yeah, definitely. But mm, so
And
like
on it.
another thing. Oh, no, you can go.
Oh, I was just gonna mention. For me, I think even though I don't work out and I want to, I think when I do, it does help bring my self confidence up as well.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I can bring up another thing because with working out is kind of like a focus on yourself or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't worked on it too much because I honestly don't know what to do. But like something I heard a lot was focus on like yourself or like focus on how you look every day,
Mm.
which I definitely did not do before and I barely do now because I am not a fashion person.
No, neither am I.
And
It's good advice. It's just really hard to follow through with.
yeah, like. So another thing I put down, this one, it's going to sound contradictory, but like for me, working on videos and like getting them out there,
Mm-hmm.
because like
That's,
during this month, I actually recorded one. Like I just recorded it through my computer, and since my mic is having problems and whatnot, I used my phone to record that. And I decided I can
mm-hmm.
use it as a face cam too, which will put myself out there more and obviously bring stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Which in theory
And,
should bring up
and
self-confidence.
I recorded that one video though and struggled finding the time.
Oh yeah, it's so hard finding time, like especially because you're in school right now, so it's just like,
Yeah.
heck, dude. But when you
Yeah.
do it, it just
There's like
runs.
one. There was one day before school that I decided I would edit most of it at least,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like all of it edited, and then I just left After Effects open as I went to school. I came back, my computer decided to restart itself, lost all that progress.
No. Oh my goodness. We love Adobe.
Yeah, so there's a lesson, save your projects.
Oh yes, that's quite handy, especially with Adobe. Adobe, it's
Yeah.
woo. I don't
Okay.
trust After Effects.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just wanted to scream that day. I did not feel like re-editing it. I haven't felt like re-editing it since, so I
since
just kind of didn't.
cut it off. That's one of those instances where like you start doing that thing that brings your self confidence higher for that day, and then After Effects just went and crushed it for like,
Yeah,
ouch. Yeah, I think like
I,
just hobbies in general. It's a great way to help boost it.
yeah, definitely.
And then just having people like just to talk to about your feelings and stuff. I think that's also a good way. As long as the people are respectable and don't dismiss you for your feelings.
Yeah, like if you if there's a person that like you're good friends with, definitely just like start up a conversation with them if you can.
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to get better at conversation skills because it's probably shown in this that I am not great at continuing conversation.
I think you're doing good.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's not as good as I would like. But like, because the thing is, I'm fine with talking to people that like I know or like I've talked to over or I'm talking to over the internet or something. I'm fine with
mhm.
talking to them.
Oh,
But
talking
when
to
it comes to
people over
people,
the internet, that's easy.
yeah. But when it comes to talking to people face to face that I don't know, that's when the problems come.
Mhm. I have a
It's
question.
like,
So,
oh, yeah,
so when you're like face to face with person, say they give you direct eye contact, like no blinking, no, just like straight on eye contact for a good amount of time. How would that affect your self confidence?
um, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I would do in that situation. No blinking.
Yeah, not even blinking. They're just talking to you about something, or you're talking to them.
Oh well, let's see. Oh, let's think about like the average person and how they would feel with that. It was like I feel like because they're giving their attention to you, that might
Hmm.
make you feel better. But for me, I struggle with making eye contact and will always look away.
Hmm. It's so intimidating.
Yeah.
Reason why I ask is because, like I cash out cars a lot at my work, but a lot of
Mhm.
times I just look to my right because the eye contact is trippy. It's like, this is weird.
I
Uh,
started working the school store at the beginning of this quarter, actually. So the two jobs I've had so far are I met the person I'm the person at the door like handing out their orders and everything.
mm-hmm.
And at that time it wasn't bad. I would just like yell, "Oh, number 32," and they'd come up and I'm like, "Here's your order."
Get
Except
over
I was
here.
angry. I was angry at this one guy. He ordered 6 Frazzles, the like Slurpee kind of things.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 6 of them. They were all small, the same flavor. 6 of them.
6 of them. He made a rush.
Yeah. And it was so hard. Like I had to actually get one of the other people working in there to help me hand him out.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have cup
But
holders?
we do not have cup holders now.
that doesn't help.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does not help. But, uh,
How did the dude even carry it?
I think he had one of his friends.
They both take 3.
Yeah, they both take 3.
Oh man.
I don't know why they didn't just get like 2 larges, but they
They do they?
3 small.
Uh,
But um, but during when I was working at this, I was handing out orders, and some person said they complimented my shirt. Right?
mm-hmm.
I am not good at conversation in person, so I just like sat there and I couldn't think of the word thanks until after they already left.
Oh man. Yeah, sometimes taking compliments is like, uh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Just
the same thing happened though when I was working as the cashier. They they decided to compliment my shirt, and I actually got thanks out that time, but I think it was too quiet for them to hear.
hey, but they probably saw the mouth movement, you know?
Well, I mean, I have a mask on.
Oh, I forgot. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not. uh,
but when I was working cashier, someone bought like $1.25 order with a $10 bill.
oh yeah.
So I had to count that really. But I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic.
No, you're fine. I was
Um,
supporting it. uh,
yeah, I'm glad I'm working there because I guess that'll like get me to talk to people more.
mm-hmm.
With like
Good experience
collaborating
too.
with my team, asking people their orders or whatever. It'll be
Give
good
me
enough.
6 frazzles.
6 of them.
All right.
$1
Well then,
order with a $10 bill.
do you think money does a thing about self-confidence?
So I don't know if it's money itself, but the fact that you'd be able to buy stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. It'd probably give like these little temporary bursts of like, oh, I have this now. Look at my self-confidence, and then it'd become old and it'd die down.
Like when I'm thinking, like you will definitely get like happier and whatnot when you get the money because like you know what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you don't think like, man, I can buy stuff with that directly in your head, it's there. You know what money does.
You know what money does. Uh,
Unless you're like a communist or something, maybe you don't know what money does.
you know what communism does, though. In that case.
Yeah, if you work, you get whatever you get.
All right. Any other things, thoughts, concerns?
I feel like I should also say like money is kind of the same as like getting a reward when you do stuff can kind of work as motivation, I guess. And that also like yeah.
Especially if you like need the money for like bills, then you're like, I have to do this, so I have to increase my self confidence and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like it can be a motivator to increase self confidence and whatnot. There's something I forgot to write down, and I remembered it at the beginning of the podcast, but I forgot it. Yeah, I guess like definitely do take like a free day a week. Uh, just doing whatever, whether it's playing video games, or do any of your hobbies. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's something
something
too
you
many
enjoy.
productive people try to ignore.
Yeah, like I just kind of every like once a day a week I'll be playing Cold War Zombies and listening to
Oh,
like a
still.
podcast or something.
Yeah, I feel like we got a good amount of information.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Is that good amount of info? That was like 20 minutes of recording.
This
All
is
right.
Brolyne.Kujo. I'm saying it right, right?
Oh, no, I just felt I didn't want to embarrass you. It's like bro lean. Wait, were you saying bro lean this entire time?
Yeah, broy. Oh no, I say broiling, but broy.
Uh,
Oh my goodness, this is confusing. Uh,
Oh well, it's good enough for me. I'm not one to judge.
mm, well, that's good. uh,
But
but yeah,
yeah,
go check him out. I'll have links for you in descriptions and boxes that I can place them.
um, okay, is that's the end? That's the end.
That's the end.
All
That's
right,
the end. Diddle diddle
moving.
do.
If he hasn't done it yet, if he hasn't put it before, moving on, we'll mix the dough with the quote.
Wow, that piece of dough was really interesting. Moving on, we're going to mix the dough with the quote. To live in the past is to die in the present. Bill Belichick. I just want to talk about this super quickly. I see so many people who find comfort and decide to find ways not to grow and they're just kind of living in their past, like this quote says. And it kind of just destroys who they are, who they could be. So, yeah, be careful not to do this. I would like to talk more about this quote, but time constraints. So, yeah. Also, my challenge for March is going to be black and white grayscale for my phone and computer. I did this last April. I hated doing it, but I'm going to do it again. And I'll talk about February's challenge in the March episode of Linguinis Dough. Anyways, on to the next segment.
Doe je aan de dough. We're now moving on to our next piece of dough.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about futures with, we're featuring Brad the Chad with a Dad and The Last Crown. So let's start. Who are you? One of you can go first.
I'm the Brad, the Chad with the dad. I am in high school, and yeah.
And
What
I am
about
the
you?
last crown, and I am Andrew, and I graduated, so yeah.
Good emphasis there. In the most generic way, what are your plans for the future as it is now?
Don't go to college, start working in a restaurant, and become the best chef I can.
Very good. Nice, nice.
Well, I'm a little undecided, but for the most part, I have an idea of doing physical therapy and wanting to do film acting ish like that on the side, or maybe like even directing. That'd be cool, like making films. That'd be pretty sick.
Something like that. We should make a video sometime.
That
I
would
would
be
like-
pretty sick.
I would like to make videos too, but like me in my like current stance, I'm like, I don't know if that's really a job opportunity for me.
Because you want to
So
go
that'd
into
be-
cooking. See, that's when we
Yeah.
combine the two. Cooking
know, yeah.
videos.
Well, that's
Dude.
that's what I'd like to eventually
Become
do.
more
Like,
popular than Gordon
first I'd have to
Ramsay.
get a computer, then have to learn editing, film, get a personality,
Get up.
all that.
Get a
Oh,
personality.
gosh. Okay.
I gotta acquire one of those.
I'll just go to Walmart and buy one.
Yeah, cheapest place to buy one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you guys choose these specific things?
I've always liked cooking with my grandparents. Like that's something I've always done. And I don't know, one day I was like, you know what, I don't want to do coding because coding, you have to learn like so much coding language
Oh,
and
yeah.
then always forget it. But I was like, cooking is a thing that you're gonna need in your life, so why not be the best at it and have it your job?
I like that mindset. It's like,
I like this guy.
I still don't know how to cook.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
bro. I slept over this man's house and he was like surprised I made myself eggs. I was like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
that was fun.
No,
I don't know. I don't know how to cook, so I was just like,
no, I made some like lemon pepper chicken, whatever everything this weekend, and it turned out horrendous because chicken's so hard to cook when you're just frying it on a pan. Like
Mhm.
I hate doing it, and we didn't have like something to smash it down, so the chicken was like raw when I first cooked it, and I was like, God, that's so raw. So it was like dark. It was like black.
Black.
Yeah, but
Oh, no.
I had to still cook it because it wasn't cooked all the way. Anyways, it was very tough chicken. So next time I make it, I'm gonna definitely try something different.
Maybe not use a pan.
Well, no, I'll use a pan, just like smash it down and drench it in eggs first,
Mm-hmm.
and cover it with the lid from the beginning.
Better technique. Yes.
Maybe you
All right.
needed more oil. I don't know.
So, why did you choose this one, The Last Crown?
Well, as a kid, I just always was fascinated by stories and stuff, and
The human body.
yes, the human
Oh,
body.
yes. No wonder he mimics Iron Man so well.
Oh yes, just came so natural. Yeah, and so it sounds weird, but I even when I was a younger kid, I would watch because I have a little sister, and so she would watch Barbie movies, right? As she would.
Mhm.
And so I just even though some people, oh, it's a girly movie or whatever, I just got interested into it just because of the story. I could care less that it's Barbie. I was like, dude,
Mhm.
I want to know the story. I want to know what happened. So that's just as I watched more movies, I'm like, dude, the stories and the way they carried out and the way it's played out in movies and I was like, dude, this is pretty sick. That'd be cool to make them or something, or have
Mhm.
put your own idea on them.
So don't worry about the watching girl shows, because my brother he still likes My Little Pony. It doesn't have a new season. So I grew up. He watched it. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I still watched it because when you're a kid and your
Yeah.
brother gets awake earlier just to get the TV first, he gets to
Ah,
choose what's
yes.
online. So I just watched it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Kind of comparing what they are.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
dude.
But
Yeah.
my brother made a funny joke because I was like, "Do you still like My Little Pony?" He goes, "I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna watch it ever until a new season
Ow.
comes out."
Oh.
New season comes out, dude.
I was like,
Yes.
"Okay."
He'll
Oh
be
my
waiting a minute. But yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, dude.
I think you're very good at story. Even just do Discord chats. I don't know. I can see where you're good at storytelling and stuff.
Oh yeah. I just need to practice it because even when back at Bethel, getting prophetic words, this lady's just draw whatever you think and I'm gonna draw off of that and then give you a word. And so all I thought in my head was a line. And then the lady drew a book out of that and she had a word for me that I would write books or something, or maybe even scripts for movies or just books that would
Mhm.
come into me.
It
I'm
was
like, dude.
destiny.
Yeah, so and I haven't done that at all, and so I just realized I just need to practice it,
What
and then
you
I'll see the
should
fruit of that. So yeah,
Mhm.
what you should try to do is get a prompt generator, and each day, pull one up and make a 1 to 2 paragraph story. And
Yeah.
eventually you'll be good enough to where you can make a full page, 2 full pages. But just doing that kind of creates your idea making, which I feel nowadays lacks in the movie things, is the originality of movies and books and stuff kind of has dwindled because they're just trying to get cash grabs.
Yeah, that
They
is
love
true.
crash grabs.
Anyways.
I will heed this advice.
Let's see. If this career doesn't work, do you guys have any backup plans?
No, I'm
Perchance?
screwed. No.
I like the way you think.
No, if it doesn't work, what'll probably happen is I'll probably just spend some of my life just getting enough money again to go. Well, so what I'll probably be doing is I'll probably be in this career for a while, and if you're meaning oh, if your career fails after a while, I'll probably have enough money saved up to go to college again and get a degree in
Mhm.
something. I'd probably figure that out later on about what I like more or less. And like I said, I'd like to make videos too, so I'll probably be making videos.
Will you be the
By
next
that
Bob Ross
time.
cooking channel?
We'll be binging with Babish.
Oh man. What about you, Andrew?
Well, I guess I'd try go to college because my parents go to college because that's the best, and I was like, all right, because it just depends for some people because some people are born into the business, so they are covered or whatever, but some people they have to
Mhm.
work for it. And so I guess my thing is I'm gonna go to college and do film, and if either one fails or I guess
If
film,
not-
try to stick with film. If it doesn't, continue with college because it's gonna take 6 years to do the physical therapy thing. So that's gonna be a
Oh,
fat
yeah.
minute.
So you're doing
And
that
then-
before you do film, or are you doing both at the same,
Probably-
minoring in one?
I guess I'll try to do both at the same time because
Mhm.
Yeah, the school doesn't start till May, but
If it doesn't work out, he'll just be a waiter the rest of his life.
Working at that Arctic Circle with no staff.
oh yes, I know. Oh yeah, I know.
Don't worry. When
I'll be
I
cook for
turn
life.
16, I'll do that. I'll
Yeah.
go with you. Make sure you're not lonely.
Yeah.
Don't work at McDonald's. You'll work crazy hours.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Only if you
And just
didn't
like
live
I
an hour
remember.
away.
That's right. There's nothing by you.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay, what got you guys interested in these careers? I guess you already said yours, Brad, because you like cook with your grandma.
Yeah. You
Was
kinda
there
like
any
it's
other things that?
It's kind of just like a necessity. Well, it's also like that's something that I've been able to do where I was like, oh, I'm good at this. Because before wanting to cook, I was like, oh, like being a professional volleyball player would be nice and cool. But like I realized that you have to like be like even though volleyball is not really a big like male volleyball isn't a big thing in America.
Medica.
Yeah, it makes it less like you have to like train more and stuff so that way you can make it into the one team for America.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't really want to do
Mm.
that. Like, I just want to play volleyball for fun. And then I was like, cooking, I've always been told I was good at, and it's like a necessity for life. Like, if you don't know how to cook,
Yeah, that's
you're either
true.
gonna get obese or die.
hey,
Is
hey,
that a
and you can
personal
impress
attack?
the ladies.
Ooh.
So
My
yeah,
first date was home cooking.
that's really why like got into cooking because I was like, oh, it's something I'm gonna need to learn eventually. So why not make it just
Mhm.
a career?
Yeah.
I like that reasoning. What about you, Andrew?
I don't know. I guess just watching like a lot of movies as a kid like inspired me. I guess like all the
Mm-hmm.
I forget some like Cars and Wally, just all those
Oh, those are good
younger
movies.
ones, just all the nostalgia.
Dude,
Mhm.
I watched Cars 3 today, and I kind of cried a little bit.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
whenever they
Honestly-
talked about Doc, I was like, oh,
I
Oh
know,
yeah,
dude.
he
Child
died in real
hero.
life, huh?
I know, yeah. Then I found out he died in real. I'm like, dude, for real? Like, no way.
yeah, and
Sad.
you're just like, oh, oh, my childhood. I was watching with my
Great.
nephew because I was watching him today. And I was like,
Oh, that little cutie, dude.
yeah, she could outclass any guy.
Dude,
Like Zac
straight
Efron's
up,
got
dude.
nothing on him,
He's gonna be 12. He's gonna be a model. All the ladies are gonna be like, oh.
especially with that drool on his face. Just like,
Oh man, I don't know what he looks like. Sad face.
I sent
drool.
a picture a little bit. It's not like me and Andrew were sending memes through.
Oh, yeah, we made a meme at it.
Yeah.
Where's my
Oh,
chicken
man.
nuggies?
I probably saw it.
It was deep
Anyways.
fried. It was all
Andrew, do you ever
nugget
get
Oh,
like
sorry.
interested in the like lore of the story? I guess because like some people like for some video game
Yes.
franchises they go way.
Oh.
in
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have this one friend. He like always skips it. Or I guess it depends for him because sometimes if he's seen it, he'll skip it. Or like if he doesn't care, he'll skip it. And I'm like, dude, no, you can't do this. You have to understand the story. Like the story is the best part. Like that's the whole point. Like
My
Don't
my
waste
Like,
your
I
time
always
if you're not
listen to
gonna pay
this story.
attention.
yeah.
my thing is with games is it's like if it's like in the middle of a fight where like I know something big's happening, you just want to play and you like takes you like forever to get to that point. Then you have to like read the story. That's when I'm like, you know what, I'm done. Skip. But then usually I skip and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm like, oh great, I have to go
Let's-
replay this game.
Oh man,
But like
guess that does.
I
happen
always
sometimes.
watch videos on like, oh, this was the actual meaning of this thing, or this was the actual meaning. Like, I feel like lore for me has really been a big thing in like anime.
Yeah.
Like there's so much lore that you don't realize. Like there's this anime me and my brother are watching that I realized this female character had been introduced earlier in the anime, but you don't realize it till you rewatch it.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Mm.
whoa!
What happened there? Uno reverse card.
They're playing like 40 chess over there. But yeah.
Does your guys' goals feel far away from happening or like hard to achieve, I guess?
Not necessarily. Like I said, I'm not that bad of a cook already. I know people my age are usually not that good. And people older than my age. Andrew.
Don't look at me.
Whoa. Listen, buddy, listen. In halfway through this year, I'll be 5 years older than you, all right?
Oh, that's true.
Anyways, Anyways, but like I've already like
Big
mapped out
sad.
my high school life to kind of like meet my this is my cooking things. The only thing that would change that is if I moved to my dad's house, but yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so you might, or you wait, so you'll still do cooking if you move to your dad's house, or?
Yeah, if I moved to my dad's house, I won't like be able to take the classes I was gonna take, unless I do them
Oh,
online.
okay.
But I'll still be able to cook like at home, and yeah,
Mhm.
and they like not to put down my mom's house, but they actually like cook from scratch.
Yeah. More homemade stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So the only
Mm.
difference would be like I wouldn't be able to take like their district building cooking class, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that.
Mhm. I'd imagine there's some sort of classes in where your dad lives.
No.
I mean, somewhere.
There's like 300 students in like the entire school, like elementary through high school.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
It's for a high
wow.
school. Yeah, okay. But like
So
past, I guess past like just regular school.
past I could probably what I'll probably do is then um if I do move to my dad's house, I'll probably plan on going to college and like going to UVU and just using my mom's address to apply
Mhm.
there. And then taking their like
Sneaky
culinary
beaky.
arts. Taking their culinary arts class thing just because unless there's one in Oregon. Like I haven't looked at Oregon because I am not moved there yet. So
Mhm.
but like right now my plan would be to just use my mom's address and apply to UVU and take their culinary arts class.
So
Mhm.
Andrew, how far away does your goal seem from happening?
Well, in terms of the physical therapy, like it just I have to go through the school because the school starts in May, so I have to like save up for that for the next couple of months. So not
It
too
starts in
far
May?
to at least well, I guess
Or
like
like the registration?
yeah, well, yeah, I have to register. Like the register ends in a couple days, but like it needs a major of science, and so that you start at like any of the other universities, but I'm doing it with Slick because that's closer. And so for Slick, it starts in May. So
Okay.
I feel like being in a physical therapist class would be the hardest class to fake an injury in because there's like, let me see your leg. Let me see if it's actually broken.
Let me break it for you to make it break.
all right, see
Uh,
here, guys. What we have here is
As a liar, he just didn't want to take his test today. Andrew. Just kidding.
all right,
Ruh-roh.
what about your the like script writing or filming or acting?
um those like it honestly could be like either way because it's like I could just I'm not doing anything now, which I should. So if I actually start doing it and involving myself in that more, it could be like um here closer. I feel like because like
Mhm.
I'm not doing anything, so I'm just like, dude, I need to start so I can see the fruit of that and like yeah,
Kind of like
just
a side
involve
gig from
myself.
time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just start thinking of ideas and writing them down, maybe even drawing them. Cause like I drew a lot from my digital media class because she just required us to draw, even though it was all digital. She just is like, every week I want you guys to turn in a drawing that was from life or just whatever you wanted. And so
Mhm.
I actually was enjoying that and was slowly getting good at it. And I was like, dude, that'd be sick to like get into that again. And then that's what I thought when I was younger. I'll write the scripts, I'll do the concept of the characters that I'm thinking of, and then just create the story out of that, and then
Oh, that'd be
eventually
cool.
adapt that into movies. And I'm like, dude, that'd be sick, but I just never
Yeah.
did that. And I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, if I start that, I can get it going, and then like people be like, whoa, this guy has cool ideas. Let's make it a thing.
Ska.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
the thing with movies and books is like the ones that like get the most recognition are either like ones that are like made really, really well, or ones that like a famous person looks up and is like, oh, that's cool and tells everyone about.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
But the other thing is
That
that
is.
with that too is you can't really like tell like you can't like make a book and be like, hey, I'd like to see if you want to work on this with me because they'll probably just steal it.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. I heard this. Just like you have to be careful of like with your ideas. You can't just outright tell people because then they'll just steal it if it's not patent or whatever. So then it's just like you have an idea, you're working with some, they'll just take your idea and it's like, bro, that was mine.
Sure.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Always
Yeah.
use a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh
Yeah.
Please.
So why do you guys strive for this goal? I guess you guys have kind of stated it, but
These questions are sounding really repetitive. Why don't you answer some
Gosh, Landon.
questions?
yes,
Linguinis.
I guess I haven't answered any.
What do you want to
Okay.
do in the future?
Yeah, Landon, what do you want?
Well, I kind of looked into a few different things. Honestly, I just get really stressed when I look at it because in the end, most jobs they can all become like a job. So I'm afraid with like film, I'm like because I practice that a lot. I'm afraid that if I go into that, I won't like it because I won't enjoy doing it for others.
Becomes your work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then for like coding, it's something I want to learn. It's just I'm really bad at learning it, like spending the time to actually sit and learn it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's super complicated.
Traveling
I
is something I want to do. I don't know.
Wants to live in a van.
I don't
I do want to
understand.
live in a van.
You two have this mindset of like, oh, if I do like my hobby as a job, it becomes a job. But it all depends on how you see it.
That
Like
is true.
as long as like, cause like you were talking about how like you'd love to be a streamer, like be a streamer, but then you wouldn't want to play the same game. That's the thing is like you don't need to do the same thing every single day. You gotta make it your own thing.
Yeah.
Get some variety. Well, like
Variety.
if I was making films for like myself and the content I enjoy making, yes, I would love to go into it for that. Like it sounds cringy, but if I could be a YouTuber, I think that would be dope.
Well, yeah,
But
I think that's like the not to put down anybody else's job, but like I think that's like the ultimate job because once you have like this fan base and you have like a loyal, like you lose some, you gain some, but like you have like a constant people that are gonna stick with you, you can do whatever you want, like as long like, but you can't like just change it automatically. Like you have to like slowly morph into it. But in the end, you
Mhm.
could really do what you want. Whereas like working somewhere, like sure you gotta do what you love, but that's where I'm like, you wouldn't just do it at work, you'd have to do it at your free time too, so that would make it just sound like your free time. Which filmmaking I think is
Mhm.
also kind of a good one because as long as you have an idea and you can make a story with it that can relate to multiple people, but it's still like your story. I still think that's like you're not making it for them, you're making it for
Mhm.
yourself, but it can relate to those people,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
which are usually
that's
like the
true.
best stories.
The ones that can really, yeah.
That is true. Yeah. People love those.
I think it's like I think like the hardest part though is because like a lot of it is commercial work or like wedding work, which I think with wedding videos you could actually get pretty creative, like tell a story that people can relate to. I mean,
Oh
I've
yeah.
never been married, but
Hopefully, you're just graduated. You're not even 18 yet, are you?
no.
Or did you? Yeah, see. So hopefully you're not married.
But I've still never even been on a date, so
Dude,
yeah.
same.
The life.
I don't know. I've also with careers
know-
because I just thought of this. I've also been like building computers would also be a cool like job to have like make a store like an online website where you just have them like choose parts that they want and build it, or if like they don't know what they're doing, like have them put the specs they want, and then
Oh, you
your
build it
website
for 'em?
automatically builds it. Like, and
Oh,
then they
that's
can do the
cool.
parts, and they can like switch out each like a part they want for something else, and then they buy it, and you pay, and like you build it, and then you ship it to them, and then they have it
They
I
there.
think
pay
to a
you for
degree
build.
there's somewhat of a thing like that. I know because there's PC Part Maker and then there's no Micro Center in Utah, but in Colorado and California, I know they have Micro Centers. So
Yeah.
put your build together on one of those and then just go to Micro Center and you could probably find someone to help you build it. They're not that hard to make. I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I don't really know my future, guys. I'm sorry. Has there been anyone in your life that kind of affects this goal? I guess so. For you, Brad, I heard grandma, and then for you,
Yeah.
Andrew, I don't know who specifically, but I don't know.
Not anyone really specific. Well, actually, now that I think about it, my dad when he was he isn't a storyteller, but like when we were younger, and then I think with my he started to do it again with my sister. Or no, maybe he did
Mhm.
start doing it when it was me and my sister were younger. So at night, my dad would go to bed first because he'd be tired. So then we just go into his bed because like we love his bed because his bed is like the most comfiest, right? Our parents' bed.
Mhm.
And so we'll just sit there and lay with him. And then I think he would just start telling us stories about like not anything. He had like these made up characters. So it was like we were kids, right? So we have the lion and then the panda. I think there was a third one. I really don't remember. I just know that
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just know that the lion. From what I remember, he just tells stories about the lion and the panda, like Looney Tunes, basically. Like they just always have not fights with each other, but just
The
he just make
conflict.
it funny, and like say Panda was living up in his bamboo tree house, but then the lion was always trying to mess with him or something, like something
Mhm.
cartoony like that. He just always say that, like tell us stories at night, and so we would always like be looking forward to that part at night. So I guess I would see my dad, but I never thought of that as I was younger. I was just always playing as a kid, but I guess I would say my dad a little bit,
Yeah,
but
that's a good example. Even if it's
yeah.
just like something small like that. Yeah. How much is pay a factor in your guys' choice?
I honestly don't know
Mm.
how much I'd get paid. Let me search that up right now. Let me see if I change my mind.
I just see the guy with the coffee cup. Changed my
Out
mind.
of average pay of if of a chef.
If of a chef.
$43,000 a year. I mean, it's all the great, but that's not bad necessarily.
But if
43,000.
you like doing it,
Yeah, I don't
Did
mind making $43,000 a year.
I think I
that's
make-
how much my dad makes.
that's enough.
That's
think
like an
I
average
make
chef. I
Average.
eventually,
Oh,
40,000?
Well, you'll be above average because you're Brad the Chad.
I
Who
want to try
has
to
it
eventually
bad.
get into like a high star like fine cuisine. Like I don't really like just family diner food. Like I want to get into fine cuisine.
Mhm.
Fine
People that can
cuisine.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna take their date there. They're like, let's go to so and so's restaurant.
They're just gonna come to my house just for the free food.
Just like that.
Dude, make your
So-
house the restaurant. Big brain.
I eventually want to open a restaurant.
Dude, that'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
It depends because like I think I've told Landon this before in the chat. Like our family's like not poor, we're not rich. Like I think we're like in the middle because a lot of time or like and then before I think we've improved a bit. I think so. I don't know. Because like it's it's
Hopefully
like those
so.
things where it's like a lot of the extra things. It's like an iffy if you can get right because it's like, oh, I want this or I want that, but it's like either one or the other, or it's just like or none at all because it's like you just gotta have a budget, right? So it's like it'd be nice, have a little bit more money because it's like I'm fixing a car, right? Kind of in
Yeah.
the moment. It's at the other house, but we were fixing it, so that'd be cool, have a little bit more money to like have the better tools to do it more effectively, like electric tools or something. And we're just
Oh,
using
man.
our hands and the wrenches, which is fine, that's how you do it. But then it's like it'd be
Becomes a
cool,
pain after a while.
get a little more more expensive tools, have it go a little more smoothly. But that's just me. It's just to like have nice things, It's not that we don't have nice things. It's cool, have a little bit more money, save and stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
For me, I feel like money for me is kind of just something where it's like I feel like no matter what job you have, you can have like a lot of money or not that much money depending on what you do with it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I used to read financial books and like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And thing on the financial book, it's like, or just in general financial advice. So you could have someone that's a millionaire, but they pay so many bills or like have so much stuff that they buy that they're actually still living paycheck to paycheck, just as someone who's not getting paid very much and doesn't have a lot is living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I'd like to do is also like I've seen a lot of stuff online where people are just like doing a side job to get money. Like not like a job, like a side thing to do that only takes a couple of hours, which I'd like to get into too. Kinda like
DoorDash?
no, not DoorDash. The other thing that would be cool is to go into like what is it called? What is the thing where you sell houses?
Oh, retail. No.
Real estate.
Real
estate.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah.
retailer. There's a lot of jobs you can actually do.
That would be cool to
real estate.
do. To kind of like just buy houses and try to sell them for more and like redo some stuff.
Oh yeah,
There's a-
if you get in that business and you just gotta make yourself popular, and whoever you're with, your broker, you can make decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of smaller jobs in it too, because my mom was doing that, and like I think there's these people called the appraisal people. They just go in and like
Yeah.
look at the house, make sure it looks okay, and then there's like another one that like checks if there's any problems with it. There's like a lot of different smaller
Well,
jobs that go with
for
it.
like appraisals, there's like the person who owns the house appraisal person. Then you have
Yeah.
the person who's buying the house appraisal.
Oh,
And they like kind of like look at the like they basically see how much the house cost, and with that, that's how much you can that's how big of a loan you can get from the bank to pay for the house.
Mm-hmm.
So if the appraisal is really low and you're buying the house or really high, you would not want to buy the house because the appraisal is really low.
yeah.
Complications of buying a house.
Dun, 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 dun.
I only know this because I just moved, so
Yes.
yeah. So you're learning some good stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So this is my last question I have written down, and then if you guys have any like other questions or anything you want to add, and then we'll finish it off. What challenges do you guys see trying to achieve these goals?
Paying for ingredients.
Wait, but when it, I mean, if you're self-employed,
Well, no, but I'm like, because you're not like cooking, like I said, is a skill. So you're not gonna just want to do it at work. You're gonna want to do it at home to kind of like get the things done, or like try a new recipe and
that makes sense.
do stuff like that. Where I'm like, I'm about to buy a lot of. Well, the other thing is, what I'm thinking is if I move into like an apartment, I could just ask my neighbors like, hey, every Monday night, I'm gonna be cooking a lot of food to try and do stuff new. Do you want some of it?
Oh yeah, dude.
And you'd build a relationship with your neighbors as well.
Yeah.
That like we like
Kill
this
two
guy.
birds with one stone. He feeds me food, and I'm okay with that.
Bro, if you have kids or something, like Dad made a bunch of pizza, or Dad made a bunch of this or that, or now we're out. We gotta go
Well, like-
shopping again.
Well, like I'd probably make like a dinner for me, like something small, but then like try something bigger and cook it because if I'm in a restaurant, I'm not making it for one person usually.
Mhm.
So that number one helped me just like with quantity, like being able to cook so and so pans at one time instead of just one pan. But I'm like I'm only one person. I'll probably be like that most of my life. Let's be honest here. So I want to know who to give it to. So I was like, I could just give it to my neighbors because I saw like a TikTok of this girl doing that. And I was like, that's a nice idea.
That's a nice act. Yeah. A lot of people appreciate
Yes.
that. What about you, Andrew? What challenges do you see achieving?
I guess for in terms of film, I guess it's just my motivation because I just have to realize I just have to do it and keep at it, like working out.
Mhm.
Because like I was working out for a couple days and then I stopped and I'm like, I don't want to. But then it's like with abs, at least they say if you want abs or just in general, any like your muscles want to grow, you have to keep consistent. And
Mhm.
it's just like, so I just in terms of film, I just feel like I have to push for it and even drawing too, because I'm like, I know my notebook's here somewhere. I just don't know which box it's in.
You gotta
And
get
then
back
I
to it.
guess with physical therapy, I would have to push through the school because I know it's a lot more because it's college. Even
Mhm.
though it's just like,
That's in the medical field, so it's just like, woo.
Or
yeah, it's gonna be a
or
lot more. I'm
lawyer.
gonna have to dedicate myself because like school is just a lot of it's not hard. It's just like doing it. Just sometimes just feels pointless. But now that it's
Mhm.
college, it's probably you'll actually learn something rather than high school. It's like I don't know how to do my taxes, but I know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh
No. No, my friend like switched from wanting to be a do something with kids to an accountant, and I was like, that sounds so boring of a switch.
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
almost wanted
and all
to be
those
an
Disney
accountant.
short films are just like the accountant is so depressed.
Like, but then I'm also like,
Uh.
that's actually a genius idea because then you would know how to. Then you could do your own stuff without having to pay someone else who knows how to do it.
All right. I'm gonna end the podcast here, and then we could stay chatting if you'd like.
Okay.
So, go check out. I guess I don't know. You guys told me not to link anything, so
We're
Thanks for
not as
joining.
cool as Linguinis Dough.
thanks for
Yeah.
joining Brad the Chad with the dad and the last crown. Anyways, this will be my favorite episode. Thanks for joining, guys.
Oh yes,
Yes.
of course.
I'm gonna kick Craig out now.
Okay.
No, Craig.
Craig. All right, so the guests in this episode are Brolyne.Kujo. His channel and the info will be linked below. We have Brad the Chad with the dad and the last crown. Thank you guys for being on today. Honestly, it made this such an interesting episode, and I really liked doing it. It was fun. If you have any ideas for a podcast, just let me know, and I'd love to talk about it. And if you'd like to be a guest, just let me know. That's how I had Brolyne.Kujo on today. If you're wondering what Linguinis Dough is, this is where we start with dough, which is a base ingredient for a lot of food, and we build from that. We can really be talking about anything. I do try to keep the dough baked at a consistent level of productivity, but it can be rolled around from time to time. The voice actor in this video is user/Lendry from Reddit, spelled Lendry. Go check him out if you want a reliable voice actor. Songs are Slug Love 87, Go On Going, Charanagoes, Digital Memories, Witness. All of these are from the YouTube library. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.